Hello everyone, welcome back to Ayumilove channel for another Awaken Chaos content. In today's video, I'll be covering a new team for Queen of Tides stage 14 Hell mode stage using only epic heroes. And before I begin, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, drop a comment and subscribe. And let's get right into it. So let me head over to the dungeon. Okay, Dominator, Hell stage 2, I'll skip the formation to show you the team. So these are the 4 heroes that I'll be using to clear Queen of Tides stage 14. I have Hakrin, Zatlux, Kane and Santis. Hakrin is here to taunt the enemy on the first wave, as well as to boost up everyone's health with his increased max health, and also provide some defensive stats on all of my heroes. For Zatlux, he's my main damage dealer to clear the first 2 waves. Kane on the other hand will be our protector, as he has a special trait to reduce the damage intake on all of his allies by 20%. And those 20% damage, he'll absorb it, and if his health drops below 50%, then he'll be able to ignore them. And finally, we have Santis. She is our main poison damage dealer to take down the boss. And for the spells, I have Sundering Purgatory to apply the defense down in order to take down the first wave enemy easily. Whereas for Gaia's Renewal is a supplementary healing to heal up all of my heroes. So let's start the battle. So at the start of the battle, I have Santis to apply the defense down, followed by Zatlux to clear the first 2 enemies on the front line. And on the second round, Zatlux will clear the remaining tight guard. However, there's one tight guard with high amount of health. That's where Hakrin comes in to taunt the remaining tight guard. Then Zatlux will clear the remaining tight guards here. The reason why I have disabled Kane's ability is in order for him to consistently use his basic attack to remove the positive effect. Alright, now we are on wave 2. We do not have the Sundering Purgatory here, so we'll use Zatlux to try to clear the enemy. However, his damage is not high enough. And Hakrin's ability to taunt is not ready yet, so this is where Kane comes in to protect his allies from damage. So after Hakrin's turn, the enemy tight guard will use his AoE ability to nuke my heroes. With the help of the Bear's Grid, it will protect my heroes from damage. With the defense down help, now we can quickly remove these enemies here. Now we are on the boss wave. For the boss wave, we will set the target priority to the right tight guard, followed by the boss. The reason why we take down the right tight guard first is to prevent the right tight guard from healing the boss. And as you notice, Kane has already removed the joint attack from the right tight guard, which prevents him from dealing extra damage whenever his allies attack. Once the boss reaches 3 positive effect, you should be able to use a Dragon Bomb to remove Hakrin's increased max health up. So you will need to quickly take down the right tight guard first. In order for Kane to take down or remove the positive effect, you will need to have him with at least around about 70 to 80% focus and a high amount of health and defense to soak up the damage taken from his allies. If you have him ascended 2 times, those 20% damage mitigated from his allies to him will be ignored. So you'll take less damage through the enemy attacks. Right, I think the red target will be down on the 14th round. Alright, when any of the targets is defeated, you remove all the positive effect from the boss. Now with the red target out of the way, we can now focus on the boss with Kane's help to remove the positive effects. If your Santis does not have high amount of focus, Kane will be able to help you to remove those positive effect on the boss, especially the one that has the resistance up. Because the resistant positive effect will prevent you from applying the poison. Alright, the more hits that Kane perform on the boss, the more positive effect that he will be able to remove. So this is one of the strategies you can use to farm Queen of Tides stage 14 using only epic heroes. So let's say if you do not have Hydrisia to pair up with Zatlux to clear the first 2 waves quickly, you can use this strategy. Now we are 29% health on the boss. Another tip for you for setting up the Queen of Tides stage 14 team is to have your heroes such as like Kane or Hakrin to have a higher attack stats than Santis. This is to prevent the boss from applying the water prison on Santis to prevent her from applying the poison. Alright, the boss has 1% health left. Alright, I think the battle will be ending right now. So let's check out the battle report, see how long it takes. So it took around about 6 minutes to complete this run. So this is a 100% success rate, and it will take around about an hour to farm 10 gears from Queen of Tides stage 14. So if you are free to play and you do not have much energy to spend, probably you can use this method to farm the gears much more efficiently. And Queen of Tides stage 14 will drop a lot of gear charms in order for you to upgrade your gears with a less amount of energy spent. So let's check out how I built each hero. So the first hero on my team is Zatlux. He's my main damage dealer. You clear the first 2 waves. And here are his total stats. He has 5000 attack, 145 speed to go before the tight cuts, 78% critical rate. You only need 70% critical rate on him because the remaining 30% critical rate is provided through his passive skill, Assassin Training, and around over 300% critical damage. You need a lot more attack, like 5200 attack and 3020 critical damage to be able to one-shot the mini enemy in the first 2 waves without the attack up buff. And these are his gears, basically a mix of epic, legendary and rare items. It's geared in double warrior set and 1 raider set. So this is the weapon with some critical damage, critical rate and attack. This is the helmet with some critical damage, attack and health. This is the chest plate with some critical rate, critical damage and attack. This is his attack boots with attack as a primary stats, critical rate, critical damage and flat stats attack. This is a critical damage ring, a double roll on attack and critical rate. And finally we have a necklace with attack primary stats double roll on critical rate, and double roll on critical damage. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. The second hero on my team would be Santis. Here are her total stats: 21,433 health, over 1,007 defense, 159 speed, 118% focus. The main stats to focus on her will be health and defense to survive the enemy attacks. More speed, I think above 150 speed will be sufficient to go before the boss, and over 110% focus to be able to land a poison even the enemy has this resistance up buff to prevent the negative effect. If you have low focus, you can use Kane to remove those resistance up buff, but provided you will need to build Kane with a higher focus. And these are her gears. There's a mix of epic, legendary and rare items here. She's geared in a Terror set and a Revival set. Terror set provides an additional 15% health. Revival set allows her to heal herself every turn she takes. So this is the weapon with some focus, double roll on health and precision. This is the helmet with triple roll on focus and some defense. Agility is useful for her to deflect the attacks. This is the robe, a chest plate with some double roll on focus, double roll on defense and health. This is a health primary boots with some focus, defense and agility. This is the ring, the defense ring with some health and resistance. And finally we have a health necklace with some focus and resistance. The glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. The third hero on my team will be Hakrin. He's there to provide additional defense through his Ancient Guardian trait, as well as to boost up everyone's health with the Totemic Charge, and also taunt the second tight guard on the first wave with his Totem Slam to prevent him from using his AoE damage. And these are the total stats for Hakrin: 19,000 health, 3,300 defense, 142 speed. His speed tuned to go after Zatlux, and 100% focus to be able to taunt the tight guard. Here are his gears, basically one revival set. So this is the weapon with some focus and defense. For Hakrin, you want to focus more on defense side, because the more defense he has, the more defense that his allies will get also. So this will be the helmet with some critical damage, critical rate and attack. This one is mainly to boost up his attack, so he will be the main target of the water prison from the boss. The chestplate has some focus, defense and resistance and health. This is a defense boot, some health and agility, focus and speed. This is a health ring with some focus and defense. And finally we have the defense necklace with some speed and focus. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. And finally we have the bear here, Kane, who you can obtain him through completing the adventure storyline. And if you ascend him to 2 ascension, he will not absorb any damage from his allies if his health drops below 50%, which makes him a great candidate as a tanker, especially against water element heroes, because water element heroes will deal less damage to him. Thereby, he'll be able to absorb most damage from his allies to reduce the damage intake from them and increase their survivability. So this is quite good if you're able to get 2 ascension in him. So he's there because of his bear claw. His basic attack allows him to deal 2 or up to 6 strikes, and each of them deals 50% damage. And each strike will remove a positive effect. So the more positive effect the boss has, he can quickly or instantly remove them. The first strike only has a 100% chance to remove the positive effect, or the subsequent strikes only has a 30% chance to remove it. Right, so let's check out his total stats. He has around about 22,000 health, 1,700 defense, 85% focus, which is a bit too low if you want him to be your primary hero to remove the positive effect from the boss. And he's kinda slow with 111 speed. So the main focus Our main stats to focus would be health and defense to mitigate the damage, and focus. And here are his gears, basically a broken set with a revival set. So this is the weapon with triple roll on health, 1 roll on focus. This is the helmet, which I haven't completely rolling it during the gate enhancement event. We have some health, attack and focus. This is a chest plate, some focus, resistance and defense. This is a health boots with some focus and resistance. This is a ring, defense ring with triple roll on health. And this is a revival necklace with primary stats of health and some focus and resistance. So some of these gears provide him with a high amount of agility, at least like additional 14%, and top up with another I think 10 or 20 agility when he's fighting against enemies who are weaker element than him. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below this video if you need any help in setting up your Queen of Tides team. If you would like to support my work, you can visit patreon.com/Ayumilove to be a patron there. Also, do check out my website to learn more about Awaken QSR content if you're new to this game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!